trying to earn our way into ECNL for quite some time, and we finally done it. So congratulations to you players. Well done. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe Dugan. I'm the executive director of the club, and I will introduce to you our illustrious coaching staff here in just a minute. But I did want to welcome everyone and tell you how excited we are, and I know that a lot of the players are excited as well. Tonight is a presentation about what to expect, what the season will look like, the commitment we are looking for from you, what our club goals and objectives are, and how we're going to achieve those. So we're going to cover that, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers afterwards. Keep in mind that every team, each individual team, from 2011 birth year to 2006/5 will have an individual team meeting to cover your individual team goals and so forth. But we're going to cover a lot of the, for example, team calendars or club calendars tonight, because the beauty of ECNL is it's a club event, meaning that it is one date and one location for the games. So it puts a lot of scheduling, or takes a lot of scheduling burden off of everyone's hands. So it's great. It's very predictable. You parents will know what we're doing from now until hopefully July. I say hopefully because that's playoffs and national championships. All right. So if we can get started here, this is just some of the agenda items that we'll go through. And we're not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on everything, but like I said, we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers. You're going to hear from all of our ECNL coaches here. And I just also want to point out that we have Nico Ramirez here, our Director of Operations, who's an invaluable club asset. Thank you, Scout. So the vision is what we want this program to look like, what we want for San Francisco soccer, because we totally believe in floating all boats. Sorry, can you just go back there real quick? What we want to, how we want to be viewed in our regional and national basis, and how we're going to get there. So we want all players to come to training looking forward to training, not dreading it. We want players to thrive in our environment, which is a competitive environment. We believe that competition breeds success. And some of the coaches spoke to a couple of teams the other night about competition for every single position on every single team, week in and week out. And that's what players have to expect at the next level, whether that's collegiately or professionally. That's exactly what it's like. So our goal as a program is to prepare these young boys, young adults, to play at the next level. Most of us, if not all of us, have played at the next level. So we know what it takes, and as coaches, a lot of our coaches work in the college environment right now. They know what the trainings are like at the collegiate level, and that's exactly what we're offering our players today. It's a very competitive training session, week in, week out. Some of our coaches and our ECNL director in particular will talk about training habits, training schedules, and periodization. Ricky Gutierrez is our boys director of coaching. He is also the associate head coach at Cal, and they had a game today at 2 o'clock, so he's running a little late, but please forgive him. We have Sebastian Carrasco, our boys ECNL director. Please raise your hand. We have Alberto Milan, who's coaching our 2010s and 2011 boys. Alberto just moved here from Phoenix, Arizona. We're very happy to have him. He comes from a very prestigious club called Phoenix Rising. Then we have Raul. And Raul, you're going to have to pronounce your name because I'm going to butcher it.
Avellaneda.
There you go. Raul comes from Southern California. Raul and Sebastian worked together for many years in the college and club level. And so we're very happy to have Raul here. And as this says, Raul will be coaching the 9s, 8s, and 7s with a lot of help. He'll be coaching the 7s with Sebastian Carrasco. He'll be coaching the 9s with Preston Cresswell. So don't think he's going to be strung out and spread too thin. He's had lots of help, and that's one of the things we pride ourselves on as a club, is that all of these coaches have extra support. I think I've covered it. Sorry, I missed the best one. Dave Faulkner is coaching our U19 boys. Dave's been with this group now going on 3 years, and I think we're really peaking, and we're really looking forward to sending off this class in high fashion. I think we've definitely improved the team, and a lot of that credit goes to Dave. So we are committed to developing players, like I said, for the next level. We know what it takes to get to the collegiate level, whether that's Division 3, 2, or 1. We know what it takes to get to the professional level. So that's our goal. But we also want to develop good people, or how do we say this, good people to be better soccer players, right? We believe in developing the whole person and teaching kids what it takes to be competitive and successful, and how not to be unsuccessful in a competitive environment. The most important thing in terms of the goals and objectives is we want to be the destination club in San Francisco for elite soccer players who want to go to the next level. We know how to do it. We believe we have the best training environment, and we're willing to prove that each and every week and every month and every year. I don't want to talk the whole time, but
This Ricky's slide.
yeah, this was Ricky's slide. I'll just cover it. I mean, again, a high-performance environment breeds success. We always believe that the cream rises to the top. And it will be stressful, players. It will be stressful, parents, at times. But coming out of it, you're going to come out of it on the better end. We want to be competitive regionally and nationally. That's the reason why we started this program almost 10 years ago, to put San Francisco on the map. As you might have a hard time believing, 10 years ago there wasn't competitive soccer in San Francisco. None. If you were a competitive soccer player, you had to travel to Marin or San Jose to play on a competitive team. And we thought that was ridiculous. We thought we had to be coaches, we thought we had the facilities, so we set out to create this program. And today, we're a thriving club of 42 teams. We have our youth academy, we have a women's team in the WPSL, and we have 2 men's teams. And this is our mission. And I just want to say that we're very passionate about working parents with your son. We love developing kids. We love showing them what it takes to reach the next level. We hope that we are able to develop them to the best of their potential. And we realize that every kid has different potentials. And for us, it's not just about soccer on the field, it's about the relationships that are formed and the memories that are created. We understand that not every player is going to reach the next level, so it's important to us to develop those players into good people. Seba, why don't you come over and relieve me? Okay, I'll keep going. We can go through this in the individual team meetings. This is about our curriculum. We do have very specific curriculum of parents and players that is age appropriate and is based on a peer platform. This is probably one of the most important messages tonight is setting expectations. To be elite, you have to make sacrifices. Parents have to make sacrifices. Players have to make sacrifices. When I grew up, I made a lot of sacrifices, and I didn't really look at it as missing out because I wanted to play soccer. So I went to soccer tournaments versus dances. But to me, that was fun, and it paid off. So it's extremely important, now that we have so much competition for positions in each team, it's very important that players do not miss practice. We do understand that things come up, family situations come up, but if it's a matter of balancing homework and practice, we expect you to give practice. You know why? You're going to have to balance that at the next level, so you got to figure it out. I highly encourage every player and every family to develop a line of communication with your coach. Don't come to me and don't come to the directors above the coach. Go to your coach. Our coaches are good people. They will have a conversation with you at the appropriate time. So if you have a challenge in your family, or your child is having a family, please talk to us. The coaches will also emphasize that they want your player, 14 years of age and up, to speak directly with their coach. They don't want you interjecting for them. They want the player to advocate for themselves. So I hope everyone understands that, and if there is issues, just let us know, okay? We're not here to, we're here to help and make things better, but also prepare you for the next level. So there's going to be some tough love in there, there's going to be some reality checks in there, but that's our philosophy. This is a general calendar. It's extremely important that we start training August 1st, not August 20th, because the season starts August 20th. You can't have a preseason if you're missing. The reason we have a preseason is to prepare for success. So now that we are in this league, it's going to be very consistent year over year. We will go through approximately the end of November. We have a showcase that concludes the fall season. And we'll go through the specific dates, but that's in November in Phoenix. And then typically, high schoolers, which usually starts at approximately 14 or 15, are playing high school soccer. So there's a break in the club calendar until March when high school comes to a conclusion. And then we start the spring season again. The younger kids will play some games in late January and February. So there's not a long break. Just real quick, if you can go back, Nico. The goal of our teams is to make the ECNL playoffs. The playoffs happen in June, and if you qualify out of playoffs, you go to the national championships, which are in July. And yes, this sounds like a lot of soccer, but I'm a parent too, and I can tell you, this goes really quick. The window of opportunity for your kids does not last for 10 years. It lasts for about 3 or 4 years. So our goal is to maximize that for you and your child. This is a note that we've taken from other clubs. Basically, it says this is the best time to take a vacation, which is, where is it?
16 June 16 June.
Yeah,
July 9.
And because if we don't make the playoffs, or we're off during this time, we will have practices. If you miss practice, it's not held against you during that time. But after that, we are starting to prepare for either Surf Cup or the start of the season. And again, we'll dive into the specifics of your specific team in your individual team meetings. Seba, would you please talk a little bit about periodization and how you work with the kids in both SAQ and across the ECNL teams?
Do I have to use these? Yes. You wanna finish with the slides, and then I'm gonna talk to the parents about it.
I'm sorry, we can just go back. So those of you who are new to our club, one of the things that we do, I think, or one of our competitive advantages, let me put it that way, is our facilities. Besides our great coaching staff, it's the facilities. We spend a lot of resources on facilities to give the kids and the teams extra space. So we have Policita, we have USF, we have a lot of different, they're considered private venues rather than what Rec and Park gives us. Rec and Park only gives a team a quarter pitch, and that's not enough for these elite teams to develop, for example, playing out of the back or transition in midfield. So we have these other facilities, and we try to give our ECNL teams and our Girls Academy League teams extra space. So this year, your schedules are out. Starting Monday, they should be pretty consistent for the next 6 to 8 weeks. There might be a little bit of change when daylight savings comes, but not much. Our ECNL home games will be played at Skyline College. There are 2 fields there, so there'll be some games on the lower field, and then 2 games on the lower field and 4 games on the upper field. And we highly encourage you to watch other games within the club, because it's really important to us that your kids and you players feel like you're part of something bigger than just a team. You're part of a very special club. And if you're new to the club, we are using a platform for communication and scheduling called BICA. So everything is in there now, from practice schedules to game schedules. Nico, are showcases in there? Not yet, but they'll be in there. They'll be in there shortly, because we know where and when we're going. This is a look at the calendar across the 6 ECNL teams. The 2 younger teams go to San Diego in October. And this is just the showcases, obviously. And then the boys 15 through 19 go to Phoenix in November, and then there's others in the spring. And for the older teams, just FYI, there's other events we can go to too, but these are the ones that we know we're going to. Me? I'm going to talk. Okay. Let me just touch on this briefly. As a club, we changed things during COVID to be accommodating to the times. As a club now, we're back to regular travel protocol, which means we travel as a team. Let's just say the 18 or 20 boys travel to a team together with their coach and a chaperone. If parents want to come, they can book their own travel, but we book the boys' hotel, flights, vans, organized meals, and everything. And so that's not negotiable. That is the way we travel as a club. And I think this is a note from Nico, who handles our registration. If you haven't completed your registration, it's really, really important that you finalize that. If you have any questions, just please ask. But we have to get that finalized. You can't play in the game next Sunday without finalizing that. Okay? It's an insurance thing amongst others. So, give them a hand.
Hello everybody, how are you? Apparently this is something that I used to do every now as a director, but I just want to understand, I want you guys to understand, the parents, that I'm here to help work together with the coaches, support them, but at the same time, help you guys with any question you have about what we're going to do during the year with you kids. I don't know how much of you guys are familiar with ECNL, but I just want to make sure you guys understand that this is not all the kids are going to play in the other league. No. Right now, in all the United States, you have this level, 2 very important leagues that the kids have opportunity to play, which is MLS Next and ECNL, both with different characteristics. Number 1, MLS Next is more oriented to pro, and ECNL is the league in where the last 15 years been growing tremendously and always been oriented more to college opportunity. So when I take this responsibility that I have right now, from the beginning when I was talking with the directors and with the coaches on the club, I was explaining that my goal, my job, and I wish that try to get and understand the coaches and the players that what we're going to do is training them in the way that, and prepare them in the way that they're going to practice in college if some of them have opportunity to go. Okay, it's a very, very challenging. Not everybody have opportunity to play for college in any level. Think about as a college coach and work in San Francisco State University with the boys program. 1% of the players that play in the entire country have chance or an opportunity to play college. So it's a huge, huge responsibility, and very, very important that they got that opportunity, that they embrace and they understand that it's not only be accepting for a college and that's it. It's accepting and have for the next of the 4 years that they play for college, have the consistency. And in 20 years that I've been working in college, I think that sometimes our kids are not ready mentally, not only physically, mentally, to deal with that pressure that they principal the first year. So they're not only going to have the chance to play in this level, which is incredible. They're also going to have a training, level play, showcases, and where they're going to be exposed to get that opportunity. So that's why I want to make sure you guys understand the responsibility that your kids are going to have. And every huge responsibility is coming for sacrifice. When I'm talking about sacrifice, I want to just orientate that one more now in the calendar, okay? And we're going to be very, very strict with that part. It's very important, go to the calendar when we have a vacation. This is my 4th, 5th year already in the club. And one of my challenges for me was when I came in to San Francisco and I started working in this club, it was very tough for me to understand that many kids and parents take vacation in August when the season was supposed to begin or in the middle of August or by the end of August. And normally we would take it from coaches that month to start training our teams. Well, for me, imagine 25, 30, 40%, sometimes 50% of my teams when I began working here in August, everybody was taking vacation. So this is something that we're gonna push you guys and we're gonna be on you guys about when you guys take vacation. Okay, it's important. Why is important? Think about that. We are, this year, 3 clubs being accepted to play ECNL. But we have 11 other clubs that they've been playing already ECNL level. And in the last years, understanding how was the level and where they play, they begin with the practice from beginning or in the middle, as late on the middle of July. Okay? And they've been practice, they've been participating in tournaments to be ready for the season. Think about if we continue with this routine and where we take a vacation the last 2 weeks in July, first 2 weeks in August because the school is coming in September, so we want to take a vacation. Think about the kids and think about the team that they're going to represent, the club that they're going to represent, how they're going to look on the beginning of the season versus teams that they've been practice already, working already a month before. Okay, so this is going to be very important. This is going to be very important. Okay, prepare your calendar, your vacation, your time off with the family and everything with all the schedule we have. Good for ECNL is that you guys are going to have the entire schedule into the next year. Okay, the season begins now in the middle of August and it's going to be finish of May, on the end of May next year. Okay, then consider the chance that qualify for playoff, which the kids are going to play playoff regionals in the middle of June. And you have to consider as well that if we win the regionals, they're going to play nationals in beginning of July. It's going to be important that you guys consider that. Okay? Think about the club and your kids are going to play regionals, they're going to have a chance to play nationals, or even if they're not qualified, at least they're going to participate in the other showcases. And where for others, for example, it's important for you exposure to the college, to show you guys, show yourself on college coaches that are going to be recruiting in those activities, in those tournaments or showcases. Right now, the college coaches, most of them are going to ECNL showcases. It's quality, it's good. Don't not even think because you're not playing MLS next that kids and the parents, they think that is the best of the best. It's not true. Why? Because with MLS Next, the level is good, but they're not allowed to play high school. And they have only two showcases per year. With ECNL, we're not going to go and participate in everyone, but with ECNL, we have, if I'm not wrong, between 9 and 10 showcases per year in different or 9, 8, 7 showcases. No, we're going to participate, but they have more showcases during the calendar. We're going to participate in 3 showcases, but they have 8, 9 showcases between the entire calendar and where different teams can participate. So it's more emphasis for college coaches, and they're going to have a lot more opportunities to play for ECNL teams. But we got to prepare them. We have to make sure that our kids are ready for that. Okay, so that's why I just take extra time to explain this, because this year we're going to be very strict about that. Okay, rosters are bigger for ECNL. Okay, and the coaches are going to talk to the parents about that, and they're going to explain you how is the roster, how they're going to manage the roster, how we're going to manage the roster for showcases activities. Okay, they're going to make sure that you guys understand that, because it's going to be important. For me, for example, also it's important that you guys understand now how the kids are going to compete in ECNL in terms of substitution. Okay, it's not the same that all the tournaments, weekend tournaments on the league that you guys play. Youngers, until U15, the substitution is going to be the college style, and where the players that coming out on the first half, they're not allowed to re-enter. They're allowed to go in again in the second half, and in the second half, they're going to be allowed to come out and re-enter one more time. All there's 7 subs. You come out, you out. Like a FIFA. Why I say this, or why I tell you guys this, because I wanted you guys to understand now that is more pressure for coaches and more pressure for players, okay? And where they need to understand that it's time to leave everything on the field. The subs, they have to come in, or just because injury, or just because the player is tired, or just because the coach want to change the strategy. But it's important you guys understand, because I know in the past parents have complained about game time, and it's not game time here to see them. And I want to make sure you guys understand that. And my job is to make sure that they compete. Because it's not the player, it's the team, and it's the club. So it's not game time complaints anymore in this level. Okay? I'm here to answer questions in the future, and I'm here to talk to whoever want to talk to me. Okay? But I know that it's going to be more pressure, and it's something that they have to learn how to deal with that. Why? Not only for the club, it's just because I want to make sure that they understand if they play college in the future, most of the time when they're freshmen, they're not even step inside the field. And sometimes they don't know how to deal with that. So this is a process training. Okay? This is a process training. And it's our responsibility to make sure one day that every college recruiting player from the San Francisco League not say that these guys know how to deal with this pressure, and these guys come to the college ready to jump into the field. Or they're always ready, even that they don't have the opportunity. Okay, so that is going to be part of our philosophy. The protocols on travel is mandatory, it's not optional, and it's not discussion on the table. The team travel together, the kids stay together on the hotels, the team eat together. Na papi, na mami, na grandpa, no. The team. Papi, mami, wait for on the field and enjoy the game. Okay? Why? Because that is going to happen in college. Team travel together, they eat together, they cry, they laugh together as a team, and that's what we want to prepare them for. Okay? What else? You see, I wasn't here, but I just for that. Thank you so much.
title is the technical director, so he liaisons between the boys and girls DOCs, helps us in the office with a lot of external communication, so forth, and he's great. So please welcome Chance. Also, we have Lonnie Brewer here. Lonnie is our new girls grassroots director, as well as our media manager. Raul, could I please ask you to talk about the quality of the ECNL? Raul comes from one of the biggest clubs in the country. It's called Slammers in SoCal. They have 800 teams, and they've been in ECNL since day one. And Sebastian talked briefly about, we're a college preparatory program. The last ECNL boys showcase, there was 450 college scouts in attendance. So I just wanted you, who's coaching the ECNL, to talk about the quality of play.
I think the quality, first of all, thank you to everybody for coming out. The quality kind of speaks for itself. It's the top teams in the country. There is what Seba was talking about, the 1%. It pretty much, a lot of those players are going to go off and they're going to play somewhere in college. It's quality from the organization, from the way that the fields are lined, the way that ECNL runs its programs. They're very strict on all the rules. There is no bending rules. Like they were saying about registration, if you're not registered, there is no way that we can get you on that field. So everything is very important that it's done correctly and in a timely manner. I think that the quality of the game itself, it comes down to the kids. It comes down to picking the right kids and the training, obviously, and then the competition that we play, trying to find as best competition possible to get these kids exposed to a high level of soccer. ECNL is big on, I talked to a lot of coaches, college coaches, and we're going to try to build a culture here. We're going to try to build something that those college coaches, when they talk about San Francisco Elite, they know the type of player that they're getting. At least it's going to be a kid that's going to be respectful, that's going to want to go out and train, and it's a kid that's going to go out and perform. They're going to be the best player at practice, at least. To give that starter the opportunity to get some competition during the week before the games on the weekend. But culture is going to be huge here, and I know that sometimes one of the hardest things is working with the parents with that culture because it doesn't fit in to the schedule. We dinner at a certain time on Friday, we do this on Saturday and Sunday, and in June we're here or we're there. But if we really want to give the kids an opportunity, we have to look at the schedule and we have to work together. We're not working against you, we're trying to work with you. But I think the biggest thing is going to be the culture. I think the soccer part of it is going to work itself out. And I think the kids, once they understand that, will have fun and they'll walk with a little bit more swagger, I think, at the end of all this and a little bit more confidence. And that's also very important because we're here to build young men, not just soccer players. And I've had a couple surgeries in my time, and every one of my surgeries, I pick them. They've all been soccer players, and I look at where they played and what they had to do, and I know that person went through the ringer and went on the med school, which prepared them for that med school. We're going to try to do things, same thing with the kids, prepare them for college. Everything from learning to do your own laundry to getting out there on the training field, and going to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning and still, finishing your homework up, in a decent time so that you can get up and do it again the next day. But, I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to work with our coaching staff. We talk about the coaches. I'm going to touch on that a little bit. The coaches for each individual team. I don't even consider myself a coach for an individual team because I know that there's a coaching staff there. And being on that sideline with 3 or 4 coaches is intimidating. to other clubs. When they come up and they see 3 or 4 guys that are dressed the same, and it's like, wait a minute, you know, we got one guy on the bench, nobody else says or does anything. We're gonna work together. We're gonna try to make it the best experience for the kids and for the team and for the club. So just glad to be here, and hopefully we can have a fantastic year.
My goal is to have you out of here by 7:15. I hope that's okay. Ricky Gutierrez just joined us, so thank you very much, Ricky, for coming. And like I said, Ricky had a game at Cal Berkeley today at 2 o'clock. So, Ricky, I'd like you to just come over and say hello, and could you please talk about you as a college coach and the quality of player that you're seeing coming out of the ECNL?
Hi everybody, it's quick on the spot. Yeah, sorry for playing at a game, run around. I think I showered as fast as I possibly could when I got here. But I was going to see everybody out. Yeah, I think the 2 major leagues are MLS Next and ECNL. There's differences to both, but at the end of the day, there's like a funnel to try to get all these kids exposure to college or pro or whatever that is. We can give you both sides. I think, I don't know how many people know the differences in leagues or whatever, but there's MLS Next, which is kind of geared towards the MLS clubs. It's pretty much what's best for them. How do we funnel kids to their academies and all these different things. But they also have scouts at the ECNL division, so it's kind of a little bit, I don't know, disingenuous, I guess would be the word to me sometimes with the MLS Next League. So ECNL, what I go to these events all the time, so what I do like about them is that they're really geared towards college. Like they treat the college coaches well, they invite the college coaches, they send information, they send a list of all the players that are going to be at the events. They continue to provide information to all college coaches via email. Even when you show up, you get packets of all these kids, what their GPAs are, and what they're looking to do at the top schools, whatever, all that stuff, information that comes in. It's just easy for me to go to a field, look at my guide here, see what kind of player I'm looking at. I like him. I can go research him, find out what's going on, and make contact easy. MLS Next is a little bit different. You don't get any paperwork. You don't get any information. Every kid thinks they're going to play pro, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, what do we do here? Well, if I don't get a contract, if I don't get that, that's like a constant conversation because it's an environment of like you're gonna play pro until like 1% get a pro contract, and then the rest are like, oh, I really want to go to college now. Well, it's like, well, we don't have any scholarship money left. You're a senior. What are you gonna do? So those are things where I'm really excited. I think everybody that's been involved with ECNL before is really excited. Also, it's really hard to be in a league like that. So I think that we should be happy that the city has that opportunity. I think Joe and the staff and all of us, everybody's worked really hard to put like a presentation together and also have success on the field enough to where they trust us to be a good club in this league. So super excited. Side note, I was down south a week and a half ago or so, and Surf Cup. I was at the Southwest Surf Cup, and I saw a bunch of coaches, and they all know that I'm part of the club, and I work with SFP, and they were so happy, like congratulating me that the club in the city is participating in. So it was just nice to hear that they're interested, and they I don't know, appreciate the fact that that league has expanded into the city, and it gives that conference a little bit more boost, I guess, in the northern area. So excited about that, but again, same thing. We're excited about getting these kids exposure to college. It is important that we start young. It is important that we continue to develop players. It is important that we work hard. I love that he said that we're working together, and Raul's been doing it for a while. So I said we're working together to try to really get everyone on the same page. It is really difficult in the city with fields and schedules, and it gets tough. And I think Nico, Joe, and all the staff do a really, really good job of trying to get us our best foot forward when it comes to getting us ready for these games. But I think it'll be exciting. I think once you see the games, how we play back to back, it's fun. I always like that part. Just an example, I used to wrestle, so like in wrestling, I don't know if you guys have experience, but you like go weight class by weight class, and so you see you wrestle, and then your teammates wrestling in the next weight class that you train with, and you want him to win, and like the whole team is rooting for the one guy, right? So this is kind of like that. You get to be back to back with age groups and have events and kind of see everything. So I don't know if I answered the question that you sent me yesterday before, but I went on a ramble that I wanted to share. Can't probably said all this already, so is there another question for me?
One thing. In your individual team meetings, Dave and Seba and Raul will talk about this, particularly with the two oldest groups, developing your profile and your college highlight film for college coaches. We have some news that I'm not prepared to give fully, but we're working with an AI company that will download game film from Veo into an automatic highlight reel per player based on about 17 to 20 criteria that college coaches put together. So we're very excited about that. We have a test run with this company for 3 teams, so you're going to avail of that this fall. So we'll let you know more information as we move forward. Before we go into questions and answers, Dave or Alberto, would you like to say anything?
Yeah.
Alberto, take it away.
I'm not going to talk much, but I just wanted to take a moment to say hi, to say that I'm very excited to be here, and also talk a little bit about the youth issues, the 2 younger ones. I had the opportunity to train them for 2 weeks, and I'm very happy with what I have seen. The kids have been really good, and honestly, I see them with the potential to be great, but I want to say that they have tons of work to do, tons of work, and that's what I'm here for, to push them, to help them, to give them all the help that they need. And you have seen me in training, if you have been there. I'm very passionate, I'm very energetic, and I do that because I love the game. I love the game, and I love coaching players and making them better. So that is my purpose here. If you have any questions, any comments for me, I'm always here to talk. But I just want to say that I'm very happy to be here.
We're very happy to have him. He's great. You can see him on the side of the field. He's really getting into it with kids, which is going to make him better.
Nope. Have it be here, just like Dave.
We should have let us know a little bit earlier, Joe, and prepared a speech. So, yeah, everyone's on the spot now, so I should make something up. I've been at Elite now, this is my 3rd year. I was at another San Francisco club, not going to mention it, some of you know, and they will leave it at that. But over the 3 years, I've seen Elite really develop. So I started coaching the 2006, which about some of the players, since they were like 11 years old at this other club, and they came through. So I've seen their development, they come through and they're progressing really well. So it's great to see them now knocking on the door of colleges and looking to get into Division 1 schools, etc., etc. I think the jump from the NPL to the ECNL will be fantastic for the club. Because the NPL is a good league, but the top league, the better competition will draw better players, we'll get higher level teams, and I think that's really going to take the club to the next level, and I'm excited to be part of it. So I'm looking forward to this season, see what we can do. It's going to be a great challenge. Thank you.
Thank you. Players, I want you to know that there's been 90 players that have gone on from San Francisco Elite into college programs like Stanford, Cal, USF. I should have mentioned USF first, but Cal State, Bakersfield, many different colleges, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, NAIA. We're very proud of all of them, and you guys will have that opportunity too, so keep working hard. So why don't we open it up to questions? If you have questions, there's a microphone and a podium right here. Please step up and ask away. Players or parents? Go ahead.
I don't need a microphone. Right now the schedule is up on Pico, whatever it's called. This goes through to the Friday before Thanksgiving.
That's correct. That's
Can you
correct.
tell me what commitment, if any, you need from parents and players during the week of Thanksgiving, and when the rest of the schedule will get filled in? Please.
Sure. Do you want to take get them there to practice on time.
No, I'm talking specifically about the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Practice games.
No. So the ECNL schedule goes through Phoenix, which is the week before. The individual teams will make a decision if they want to go to Surf Cup, which is the week of Thanksgiving. But that should be on your calendar if you're going in the next 10 days.
In the next 10 days.
Yes. So coaches, you're going to meet with your individual teams in the next 10 days and go through the calendar. There are optional tournaments in addition to ECNL that we can do for extra competition and exposure. So that's up to the individual teams. I hope that answers your question.
It does, thanks.
Don't be shy. Yes?
You know, in the past, we've had parents on each team be responsible for the day for games. Since we're back-to-back, is the club handling that? Or are we still having parents on each team responsible for that?
We were still going to do it individually because individual teams review their film. But we can make it easier since it's at one location. So that's the thing about this ECNL schedule. The team manager's responsibilities go way down, which we're very happy about because we've got some great team managers, but we've always feared that we've asked them to do too much, like yourself. So thank you to all the team managers who are here, but that responsibility is going to go down. And so we'll coordinate that. It's all about the battery life, right? So is it 1 game or 2 games? I doubt it's 3, but yeah, we'll figure it out. So all your games, these younger players probably don't know, all your games will be filmed. Yes?
So when you talk about the team all traveling together, is that just the showcases or also just the regular games?
To showcases. When we get on a plane, we wear polo shirts that say San Francisco Elite. You're escorted by your coach and maybe a chaperone. And for example, there's 20 of you on the plane, all behaving yourself. Yeah, just on the plane. So when we travel to league games, whether it's in Danville or Sacramento or San Jose, you get there on your own. Obviously, you can carpool whatever you want, but yeah. Is there a question in the back? Yes.
I'll try this.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me? I was just going to ask, can you give us some recommendations around your thoughts about NCSA and whether that's worth signing up for or not, because we're getting a lot of calls right now. Thank you.
And just for the rest of you who might not know what this service is, it's a recruiting service that promises college guidance and potentially placement in soccer college programs. Personally, I don't advocate for it. I must get 2 or 3 or 4 of those a day from that service, and then I get a lot of others from other services. So in the club, we have a college director, college pathway director. So this person and our team of coaches who all know the system will help guide you into what we think is best for you. So if we think you're a Division I player, we'll tell you. If we think you're not a Division I player, we'll tell you, and then we will say, go to these type of schools based on your profile of academics, of play, of where you want to be. You want to be on the West Coast, East Coast, so on and so forth. So generally speaking, because of our resources, I don't recommend it. And if anybody has questions throughout the year, because trust me, when we go to these showcases, your name somehow gets on a list and they hit you up directly. So there's going to be a lot of people coming at you for recruiting services, and I would say hit us up first. Take advantage of these resources that you're already paying for. Players, any questions? Is that right?
Yeah.
Hi, Rika.
So my good, thank you. So my high school's it has a weird soccer season, and it's in the fall, and like some games might have conflict with practices. So I was wondering, is it okay if I skip?
It is not okay.
For games.
It is not okay.
Even state.
It is not okay. Your number one priority is the San Francisco Elite Academy. That's what you've signed up for, and that's what you've chosen to do. So you're in this program because you want to be the best. I appreciate and respect school, but it's not the best level of play, and it's not going to get you to the next level. But I would just say, always work with your coach on that, okay? Talk to your coach, but that's our policy.
All right, thank you.
Of course. Thank you for asking the question. I know that wasn't an easy question, so thank you, Rebecca. Feel free to ask any college questions. Yes. Mr. Antonovich.
I know it's a long season and kids sometimes get hurt. Is there an injury protocol that you would like us to follow? Or?
Yes, and that protocol is always check in with Sebastian Carrasco. Sebastian is our ECNL quiz director, but he's also our SAQ, Speed, Agility, and Quickness coach. He's a certified strength and conditioning coach. He knows exactly how to treat or diagnose injuries and so forth. So, Seba, do you want to say anything further on that? You can use my
Just very quickly, I think that I sent, because part of the protocol that I want to teach the boys is do activation and prevention activities before games, before practice. I think that I emailed everybody a link in where I asked the boys in the practice, and I want to make sure next week we starting with that, get the resistance bands. The resistance bands is one equipment that we're using a lot in college, and I'm working a lot with the college players to do activities, for example, prevention exercise. Some days we do just prevention exercise activities. I teach them how to do the activation before principal on the games. So that's part of the program that I have for the boys. So I emailed everybody last week that I want to have, and I told the players that I want that they have on their bag, they're supposed to have on the back, the resistance bands. So I wait to have that next week, right? Right?
Yeah.
Good.
Any other questions?
Can I add something?
Of course. Let me just say one thing. Is you notice that we keep saying that we have a college director, college pathway director, we have an SAQ coach. We are trying to provide you with everything that the next level has. And it comes at a great expense, but we know that you guys deserve it. So we have a orthopedic surgeon who will prioritize our players if you're injured. His name's Dr. Chen. He has 4 kids at our club, but he will prioritize you getting to see him right away. We have a speed, agility, and quickness coach. We have a college pathway director. We have a mental performance coach that you can always reach out and get extra help if you need it. Go ahead, Ricky.
I just wanted to address can you guys hear me? I don't know if I can hear you. I wanted to address the high school question. It sounded kind of like, I don't know, maybe a little direct or mean. I don't know how it comes off, but I think that what you got to understand is a lot, like these particular leagues are kind of built around the fact that high school is tough. And I think that, our college kids nowadays have to commit to their school, and there's a lot of like pro teams that invite them out, and there's a lot of different leagues that want them to play in the spring. It's kind of like a big commitment for them to play soccer, and that's the only thing they can do. They're not allowed to go do anything else, and so it's kind of what they sign up for, and if you can't do that, you can't play. And I think that's part of, at your guys' age, your levels, you start, essentially, this is your sport, you're trying to do something with it, and I think the commitment level to your team and your group and your development is what's important, and I think that's why some of these, because it used to be kind of like the Wild Wild West back in the days, but now the point of these leagues, a lot of it have to do with the fact that like consistency and development of a player, and it's important that we have everybody there as much as we can, and we understand like life happens, there's things that go on, and other people sign up for the thing, whatever, but for the people that are very serious about soccer, or really want to go to college and want an opportunity, or looking for a scholarship to play, I think it's important to understand that you can't really have it both ways. Like you either have to commit to the sport and do the best you can, and if you end up being a pro or a college player, or a college player and a pro, whatever that is, it's kind of why these leagues exist. And it's not like, oh, play high school is bad, it's terrible, nothing like that. It's just that there's a consistency level to playing in these leagues, in these age groups. the certainly age groups, and the organization of it. It's to help you guys have a more clear path to develop better players so that the country has better soccer players in general. And for college coaches, we get more talented players because they're a little better developed, as opposed to it used to be the Wild Wild West and kind of searching all over the place. And even the games, the ECNL games, as we're playing together, I go to games, I could watch the 15, 16, 17s play back to back to back if they're playing whatever at the club and I want to see it. So even that organization itself is nice because it used to be what, like U16s are playing here and then home in the city, and the 17s are playing in Danville or some San Jose, so it's like, well, I can't catch both, and I'm gonna drive. So again, it's not so much that like, oh, we're anti-play anything else, we don't want you guys to have fun, or we don't want you to play high school. It's just that it comes a point where like college coaches want committed players, and committed players are gonna flourish, and it's kind of part of it. If that helps clarify a little bit.
So if I didn't say it, just to clarify, all the ECNL games are played on Sundays. So that's very consistent. That is from now and through the last league game in May. And we intend to play at Skyline College as well in the spring, but we are confirmed for the fall.
Got a couple weekends though that
We play Saturday.
Yeah, we do have a couple weekends where we have double headers. That means we'll play on Saturday and Sunday, but very few. And we have a bye, at least one bye weekend in the fall. So it's all there, so you can review it. Please review it for any family conflicts right away. Please communicate with your coach directly if there are any conflicts. Players, I feel like we didn't get enough questions.
Would all those would apply to all the ages, like U13, U14, the games Saturdays and Sundays?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The games on Saturdays and Sundays. You say we only had 2 times, right? Saturday and Sundays, but is that going to apply for every age?
Yes.
Okay.
So again, it's a club event. So when we play all 6 teams.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I have 2 questions. First question about the trainings, because the kids been having 3 team trainings, like combined trainings, quite for the past couple of weeks. 08, orange and blue, and I think 09s, and I'm wondering for how long they're going to be having those combined trainings. And the second question is actually about the high school soccer and the break that the kids have, like for 2 months, because I know that for some kids their high school soccer is in the fall. Some kids go to small schools, they don't have a team. My son goes to public high school, their trainings were horrible, sometimes canceled because it's a grass field, it's a puddle, and they just don't have them. So what about those kids who actually do not have regular practice or games for 2 months in the winter?
Great questions. James, do you want to take the training schedule? A question?
Sure. The training schedule as of now is just set up for the preseason. So we get all our public fields starting this week, so we start to expand. And when we develop the training schedule, what we do is, like, there's an equity component, right, like where people practice and who's going to be able to make it. And then we also look at like what's going to be the best teams to work together and work off of each other. So sometimes the teams are mixed and they're training together mixed, like they have been right now. But over the course of the season, they may train the same time. The 09s may train the same time as the 08s, so that they can work with against each other, offense, defense, or whatever it might be, stuff like that. That's why it's set up like that.
And then I'll take the second half of the question, or the second question. We do offer winter training from first couple weeks in December, take a break for the holidays, and then start back up in January all the way through February. So that is an option for those kids who aren't playing high school soccer. Yes? Is that Marco?
Is there any chance that we're going to have more than 3 practices a week? Because I know we have a break on Wednesday and Thursday, and then just a practice on Friday. Are we going to have...
You have a break on Wednesday and Thursday? I don't understand.
Are we ever going to have 4 practices a week?
No. No. I mean, I say no. Usually no. There could always be an extra session put on by your coach, maybe on the weekends. There's just not the field capacity for four trainings across the club. Even just at the top teams, it's a field issue. Any other questions? Yes.
Wait, you didn't mention anything about the goalkeeper trainings? Are you going to be?
Great point.
Yeah.
Yes, we have two goalkeeper coaches. We have Kyle Valentine, who is an excellent goalkeeper director. He's working with boys and girls. And is that on the schedule already?
No, they're working on setting that one up.
Okay.
So, like how many goalkeepers we have in the club, how they're going to work with them over the course of time, try to make the best decision based on the field space available and team schedules.
But we know how important that is, and so we're definitely offering that.
Yeah, and just in previous years, we've always had trouble between conflicts between the team training and the goalkeeper training, so.
Yeah, and the way that we instruct our coaches is goalkeepers comes first, unless there's an extraordinary team training that they want to do together. Goalkeepers comes first. But thank you for that question. And I wanted to add that we've added at least 6, if not 7 goalkeepers on the boys' side across different ages, and we're very happy about that. And we've improved each team because of it.
Other questions?
Marco.
Last question. How many kids can we bring to each ECNL game? If my team has a roster of 24 kids, is it like 18?
I don't think that roster number is accurate. We'll update that. But you can suit 18, so 18 can play. And that's for ECNL games. Some events allow 20, but 18 is what can suit play in ECNL league games. If there's not any questions, we'll be around for a few minutes. I really want to say thank you for coming. We're excited for the season to kick off.